Hi, it is the morning of day 3 of the Monster Mash readathon. Holy crap, can you believe it? It's Halloween Eve. Like, tomorrow is Halloween. This is crazy. I don't know if you can hear it behind you, but it's pouring rain today outside of my window. And waking up to the sound of pouring rain, like, there's nothing that makes my heart happier. Like, I just love the pouring rain. It is just, it's amazing. It's just the best sound. I did want to let you know that last night I finished listening to the audiobook for Such Sharp Teeth. That's a tongue twister. Such Sharp Teeth. And this book was so much fun. I had a blast reading this one. This one's actually the same author as Cackle that I read last year during Camp Weekendween. And I feel like I enjoyed this one even more than Cackle, because this one's this really fun, chaotic story about this woman who turns into a werewolf. Like, it's a situation where she thinks she like hits a werewolf with her car, and then when she gets out of the car, she gets bit and like attacked, and then all of a sudden she's like starting to turn into a werewolf. And I just thought it was really like funny and entertaining because her like behavior as she's like starting to act more like a werewolf, I just thought it was really funny. Like, it's almost kind of like stupid funny, but it was just really, I don't know, the writing was just so entertaining. I also thought the sister, like, the main character has a sister, and their relationship was just so cute throughout the book. Like, I just really enjoyed the sister bond. And not only that, but I just think the protagonist, she had such a great sense of humor, and she was just such a funny protagonist to read about. I really liked her. And I don't know, I feel like this was like the perfect October read, like I would definitely recommend this as an October book. And I just can't wait to see what this author does in the future, because I think her horror is like really fun. Or at least the horror that I've read from her so far is just like really fun horror books. So I really enjoyed it. And the only concrete plans that I have for today is that Olivia and I are going to be doing a watch party on our Patreons. Whoa, sorry, my camera's falling off the tripod. But yeah, it's a watch party for this movie called Hell House, which I've never seen, and I'm absolutely terrified to watch it. So that's happening at 2, so it's like in a few hours. Otherwise, I don't really have any solid plans. I think I am going to start on the audiobook for Suburban Hell, which is an audiobook that I recently just checked out of my library that I do think will make for the perfect October spooky read. So I'm probably going to listen to that as I do some things this morning. I do want to straighten my hair because I washed it last night, and then hopefully I'll get food, maybe get some coffee. I don't really know what the day holds, but let's get to it. My goodness. Got a big breakfast.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
What do you have to say?
Not much. Just hanging out.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Jealous.
Have you guys been busy today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mondays are always really busy though, so it's like
Makes sense.
normal.
Yeah, the day before Halloween, I bet it's
Yeah.
chaotic. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. You have a
Thanks.
great day.
Thanks, you too.
Hello, it's like 1:30 in the afternoon, and I have just had a really busy morning. My dad was so kind enough to make this amazing breakfast this morning, which was really good, and then I went to Starbucks because I wanted to get coffee, which I'm still sipping on. You gotta get that pumpkin cold foam because hello, is it even October if you don't get this? Like, come on. And then I also have been listening to the audiobook for Suburban Hell. I'm 38% of the way through it now, and this book is really entertaining. It's so entertaining because it's like following this group of suburban moms, and like one of their friends is like starting to get possessed, and it's just very like highly entertaining. It's almost like to the point where it's like a little bit ridiculous, but it's so fun that I don't mind. I'm starting to realize that I really do love kind of like October like spooky books that are more on the fun side, like not so much extreme horror, but just like fun books, like Such Sharp Teeth and then this one, Suburban Hell. They both just have this really like lighthearted, playful, fun kind of vibe that I really enjoy. But I almost do think this one would be even better to read in the summertime because most of the book, at least where I'm at right now, it's all taking place in the summertime and they're having all these like block parties and it's like 4th of July vibes. So I feel like this one might even be a good, you know, idea for maybe Summerween next year if you're planning to read this, just because it's giving major summer vibes so far. I mean, I don't know. I'm not done with it, so maybe we will go into the fall time. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's about 1:30, so in 30 minutes, Olivia and I are going to be doing our movie night on Patreon, which should be really fun. All day today, I've just been like getting stuff ready for moving. Like I've been taking stuff down off the walls. I've been like packing books into bags, taking stuff and like loading it into the trunk of my car. And we're just like getting ready, you know, like we're moving in 2 days. It's happening. And I'm really excited, but also just really like, like there's so much going on, you know? So it feels really good though to like be productive, you know, and get stuff done that I've been meaning to get done for a while. And now for this movie night, oh my god, I'm so excited and so nervous. I think me and Olivia are gonna jump on the chat a little early and just hang out for a little bit before the movie. But like, ooh, I'm so nervous for this. I think Rachel is going to be joining us too, which is very exciting. Okay, so movie night just wrapped up. We just watched Hell House with Olivia and like, bitch, that was so creepy.
Yeah.
I think the main reason why I think that movie was so creepy was because it was very like, it's all like documentary
Like
style.
this.
Yeah, it's like, like, oh my god, what's happening? Like, it's very handheld, you know, just like chaos. It was chaos. And there was clowns. I don't know why I wasn't expecting the clowns to be such a big like part of it, but it's creepy because it's like 1 minute they see this clown that's just kind of
They're
like,
supposed to be dummies.
yeah, they're supposed to be like a dummy clown, right? And then the clown's just like there. It's just
The
like,
clown's like,
the clown's like turning its head and it's like, what's up, bitch? And it was honestly one of the creepiest clown masks I've ever seen. Like,
because it wasn't like a clown. It didn't look like a clown.
yeah, it was very creepy and it had like a lot of blood, like gore on it. It was just very creepy. And then the whole movie is just like, you're following these people who get this haunted hotel, or they buy this like hotel that had all this weird history and they want to turn it into a haunted house. And then it's kind of like the lead up to opening night. All this crazy shit happened on the night that they opened this haunted house to the public. It's just it was a very strange movie, but I feel like you would love it if you like the kind of like handheld kind of, because it made it feel real. You know?
Yeah.
Like the documentary style of it made it feel so real, and that just made it creepier for me. I just really love
Absolutely.
anytime we do watch parties with Olivia, it's like the most fun. I just like love watching movies with her, and she definitely, you know, she chose this movie, so she definitely got me out of my comfort zone, even though I was watching it behind the pillow for the most part, because that was
You have to.
so creepy. Oh my god, it was so creepy.
I was like this.
Yeah, I was like... But I think it was a good movie to like kind of ring in Halloween, you know, because tomorrow's Halloween and now I feel like I've been scared.
Halloween songs.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love it. I don't have Halloween songs.
Get Halloween songs.
I know, I need Halloween songs.
It's not
Anyways,
an option.
now it just hit 4 o'clock. We're probably going to figure out dinner maybe, and hopefully I'll read something else. I also kind of want to watch like something else Halloween related tonight, like a classic or something, you know?
Exorcist.
Oh. Let's go.
Oh yeah, make a sun fry.
Damn stacks. Oh my god. So many quesadillas.
Looks like
Oh yeah. Hello, hi. It's, you know, the end of the day on day 3 of Monster Mash. I apologize for not really updating as much in the last, you know, couple of hours, but I feel like because of the fact that we're moving, things are just really chaotic right now and a lot more busy than I anticipated. But earlier tonight for dinner, you know, we made these fried quesadillas with beef and they were so freaking good, so top tier. And then we also were just casually watching Halloween, like as a family while we were like making dinner and eating dinner. We've all seen that movie like so many times to this point where it's just kind of like, it's good to have on in the background, you know? And I'm like, is it even really Halloween if we didn't watch Halloween? Like, it's just tradition. And so that was really fun to rewatch again. And then the rest of the night, I just spent doing stuff that's like prepping for moving. and like packing things away and dealing with, you know, because we're gonna have to get Wi-Fi obviously when we move. So I was dealing with Xfinity for quite some time tonight, and it was kind of annoying because I'm trying not to pay like $100 just to have somebody come and plug in, like do an installation at home as they call it, and they're just giving me a hard time about being like, well, there's no options to self-install with your address and all this kind of bullshit, you know, I don't know. So that was fun, and to make things even better, tomorrow I might have to go to Xfinity to get this all figured out, like on Halloween. So like how fun it is to be an adult. Anyways, it's, you know, it's like 11 o'clock at night right now. I don't really have anything else going on tonight. I do think I'm just going to lay in bed and continue listening to Suburban Hell on audio. I haven't listened to anything more since I last updated you. I'm still 38% of the way in, so I still have about 5.5 hours left to listen to. So I might listen to a little bit of that before bed, and I think I'm still planning on reading The Nice House on the Lake tomorrow. You know, I've found it so fun lately. I've been getting back into the game Sudoku. It's been such a long time since I've played Sudoku, so I've been really enjoying just like playing it while listening to an audiobook. And as of right now, I mean, it's been years since the last time that I played Sudoku, so I'm still playing it on the easy level right now. And I like playing it on the easy level because it makes me feel a little bit smarter than I am. Because when I try to play it on the medium level, I'm like, holy shit, like I'm not quite there yet, you know, like maybe I'll work my way up to playing on the medium level. But anyways, I'm just gonna lay in bed, listen to my audiobook, and I will see you in the morning. Morning! It's Halloween morning! Can you believe it's really dark in my room right now, so I just turned on my little light, but it's still really dark in here because it's like really rainy and gloomy out today, and like waking up on Halloween morning to the sound of pouring rain is quite magical, I can tell you that. But yeah, oh my god, I definitely slept with the lights on. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not even gonna try to sugarcoat it. Oh my god, that movie scared me so bad yesterday, and the more I was thinking about it, it's not even like, you know, the jump scare or the obvious scenes you think that would scare me, it's like the little shit. Like, I just keep thinking of these scenes where there's like a dude that's basically like vlogging to the camera, and I think it scared me so much because like that's literally what I do, you know. And then while he's vlogging, you just see this like woman walk into the room and then walk back out, and like you just see like a woman like laying on the ground beside him, and like those scenes just really got to me because I just kept thinking like, oh my god, I'm gonna open my eyes and there's gonna be like a woman just like standing next to my bed. So definitely slept with the lights on last night. That movie did what it came to do. It really scared me, you know? But anyways, last night I did get all the way up to 82% of the way through Suburban Hell, so I should have no issues finishing this today. I only have like an hour and a half left of the audiobook, and this book is good. I think it's entertaining. It's starting to lose me a little bit in the second half, not gonna lie. Like, I think I just want it to either, you know, move along a little quicker or just get a little bit darker than it currently is, because I feel like the problem with these kind of more like lighthearted kind of horror books is that sometimes they never go quite where I want them to, if that makes sense. I don't know, some of it feels really fun and like dark, and then some of it feels kind of like over the top and ridiculous, and I don't know if I can get the right tone of this book. You know, the tone feels like it's a little bit all over the place. But it does remind me of other things that I've enjoyed, kind of like, I've seen a lot of people compare this to like the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, which I would agree. I would just say it's not quite on that level though. You know, like it's trying to be that, but I don't think it's quite that, because I do think Grady Hendrix, you know, his writing is actually pretty terrifying. And there are some truly horrifying things that happen in Grady Hendrix books, whereas I feel like this one is a bit more lighthearted. You know, it's a bit more okay for like non-horror readers, you know? But anyways, it's almost 10 a.m. I'm kind of out of bed a little bit early. Like, I got ready at 9:45, like who am I? And I think I am gonna go down to Xfinity and just be an adult and like take care of the issues. And like, yes, it's kind of a bummer that I have to do this morning, like on actual Halloween, but also like I need to get this done today because tomorrow we're moving and like this whole week is gonna be chaos and we need Wi-Fi. So I need to get this taken care of as soon as possible. So that's what I'm gonna be up to this morning. Okay, hi. It's like 11:30 in the morning now, and I just got out of Xfinity. I was able to get everything taken care of, but at the same time, it kind of feels like a wasted trip because they weren't really able to help me with any of the things that I was trying to do. Like, it was basically the same situation that I was dealing with last night, only this time I was talking to a human instead of, dealing with the computer. And so it was kind of a waste of time, but I'm also glad that I just got everything taken care of and everything's ready to go. It just sucks because we're not going to have Wi-Fi for the first 2 days that we're going to be living in the new apartment. So, that's annoying. But anyways, I was able to finish listening to the audiobook while I was waiting for Suburban Hell, just while I was waiting in there because there was quite a bit of a wait time. I was waiting for about 20 to 30 minutes, but it was kind of perfect because I was able to finish listening to Suburban Hell. And to be honest, I thought the book was fine, and I think something that I've realized about myself is that I don't love reading about exorcisms. There's just something about reading about people getting possessed and, having to do an exorcism. It always just feels kind of, ridiculous and anticlimactic to me. And even though the book is meant to be kind of ridiculous, I think, it still just, was, fine. I wasn't obsessed. I wasn't, super into it. It was just okay. So, I don't know. I'm probably gonna end up giving that one around, 3 stars. I think it was okay. And, it's funny because I know, I'm saying that and we're literally going to be watching The Exorcist tonight, and I'm not really into exorcisms, I guess. That's why it kind of surprises me how much I loved My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix, because that's just a really well written, fun book. But otherwise, I just don't really care that much about exorcisms. It's just not really my thing. At least with horror, it's just not something I typically gravitate towards. So that's just my personal preference. I can totally see why other people are loving this one. Also, yes, I'm just now noticing all of my shit is packed in the back seat because I just started loading up my car yesterday. So my car is fully loaded. But anyways, I am still out and about. I think I'm gonna go and pick up an acai bowl because, why not treat myself? I actually have enough for a free bowl today. So happy Halloween to me. And then also I'm probably gonna pick up iced coffee before I get home because that's just the vibe today. That is what we're here for. It's 12:45 in the afternoon. I just finished eating my acai bowl. I have my iced coffee. I'm a happy camper. And I'm going to be jumping into The Nice House on the Lake. This one is a graphic novel that I've been pretty intrigued by. I think this is going to be the final book that I'm going to be reading for this readathon and for October, because after this, I'm probably going to be watching horror movies for the rest of the day. And as much as I would love to go and read this in the park or something, because I would really love to do that. I would love nothing more, but it's so cold and windy outside right now. It's just not ideal to be outdoors, at least not at this moment. And so instead of freezing my ass off in the park, I'm just gonna pretend, put on some ambiance on the TV and just stay in here, read this, hopefully have a great time. Hi, it's about 2:30 in the afternoon, but I wanted to update you because I just finished reading The Nice House on the Lake, and what the fuck? Oh my god, I think this was 5 stars. I absolutely loved this. I looked this up on Goodreads, and apparently I didn't realize this is going to be volume 1 in what seems to be it's gonna be a series, and volume 2 doesn't even come out until March next year, so what the fuck? I'm gonna have to wait a long time. But this was absolutely fascinating. This is a horror graphic novel, and I had literally no idea what it was gonna be about just going into it. I was just kind of, seeing this kind of creepy cover and knowing that my friend Brittany recommended it to me and she thought it was really great. So I was okay, yeah, whatever. I didn't really read any synopsis before jumping in, so I had no idea what I was signing myself up for. So in this story, we're following this guy named Walter who has this group of about 15 different friends. And right at the beginning of this book, we get this flashback of him asking one of his friends, he's how do you think the world is gonna end? And she kind of ponders her different theories about how the world is gonna end. And something that I think is really cool about this story is that the way that it's told is like not the most conventional way of storytelling, because we get a lot of like random, you know, emails that he sent out to his friends, which I thought was made for a really cool reading experience. I really love the way all the different characters are introduced throughout the book, because I'm not gonna lie, right at the start of this, there are so many characters that are introduced in like the first couple of pages that it can be a little bit overwhelming, but I also do love that in the back of the book, it includes this little like character chart so that you can see all the different characters and their names and stuff. So essentially what this book is about is this guy, Walter, he says he has this really nice, you know, house on the lake, and he invites all of his like 15 closest friends in the world to this house on the lake. You know, he's very persistent to all of the friends in the email. He's like, I will strong arm you into coming to this lake house, and he's like, you have to come by June 15th through the 20th or something like that. Like, he has very specific dates, and he's like, you guys need to come, and he's very persistent and adamant about it. And so this group of friends, they all show up at the lake house, and they start to realize things aren't exactly what they seem, and they don't think they're going to be able to leave this lake house, and the outside world starts to become a kind of dangerous place. And this was just so cool. It was so like not what I was expecting. Like, it was such great horror too. I feel like there was so much imagery throughout this that was just so creepy and so disturbing. Like, it was just so well done. Yeah, I wanted to show you so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about, like how they introduce the characters. So like, we'll see these two characters that are chatting, and then it'll say like, oh, this is the accountant, and like this is who she is and how old she is, and then over here it'll say she's the scientist, and it'll like kind of talk about what she's doing, and then it'll introduce like more characters in this way, so they all get like their own symbol, and then they're called like the reporter, or like it'll say like whatever job they're doing, but each character is like assigned their own symbol and like job title. I also love, you know, like I was saying, the way this story's told is really like not conventional, so there'll be like regular scenes happening like this, and then it'll break off into like, here's an email that he sent to them, and then even later on after that, it's like you see different like tweets, like social media posts or different things like that about things that are happening. And god, some of the artwork that's included between the chapters, like look at this shit. Like, is that not so disturbing and just so weird? Like, I love it. It's so good though, like wow. I also love to, you know, in the very back of this, they include the variant cover gallery, which I'm assuming were like different cover options for this first volume, but I love the one they ended up choosing, like this girl in the lake with all the skeletons around. I think is the actual perfect cover for this book. Like, all of this art is just like so beautiful, and I love that they include all of this in the back of the book. I just think it's so like wow. Yeah, wow, what an amazing read. Like, this was so unexpected. I'm so glad I read it too, you know, because for a while there, like, I've had this one checked out for quite some time, and I've actually had to renew my thing of checking it out after 3 weeks because it almost expired. And so I've had this checked out for quite some time because I knew I wanted to read it during Monster Mash, but then I wasn't sure if I was even gonna have time to get to it this week, and I was like, I don't even know if I'll like it. Like, I'm so glad that I decided to read this one today because it was so good. But also, like, how exciting. Like, love to have a 5-star read on Halloween. Like, let's fucking go!
5-star read?
Yes. I would highly recommend though that if you are interested in reading this one, I would jump in trying to know as little as possible. Like, just don't even look up any reviews and don't even look up anybody else talking about it. Just read it, give it a whirl, you know? It's very, very engaging.
Yeah, don't even look up reviews.
We got some pizzas. This one is pepperoni, obviously, and then this one is chicken, bacon, artichoke, and it has spinach, and it's so freaking good. This one's my fave. With that pizza, goddamn. Sprite. Of course. No Sprite for anybody else though. Sprite haters.
Not Sprite hater.
Yeah, they just, it's not their drink of choice. Oh my god! I just got this ginormous package, which is my huge manga order from Right Stuff Anime. The other day, I placed a very large order for 13 different mangas because I'm insane.
I was gonna say $1,300. I was like,
13, no. As I was saying, it's really cool when you use Right Stuff Anime because they offer free shipping if you order more than like a certain amount. Like, you know, you have to reach a like certain threshold of money to get free shipping, but it's nice because all of their manga is like really discounted on the website. It's like most of it's discounted like 20% or something like that. So for most mangas, like say for Spy Family, you can get those for like $7.99. Like, what the heck? So let's go ahead and do a little unboxing. See what I got. Woo! Okay, first up, Spy Family Volume 5. I'm obsessed with Spy Family right now. This is the next book that I need to read, so very hyped. Oh my god, it smells so like freshly printed.
What is it?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I know. It smells amazing. Oh my god.
Maybe make a candle of this.
We have The Promised Neverland, Volume 1. This is a series that I've been hearing quite a bit about. I think it's like, I can't remember if it's horror or not, but this is one that I've been hearing so much about, and so I'm very excited to finally read The Promised Neverland. And then, oh my gosh, look at this stunning Death Note, Volume 2. The black sprayed edges, I mean, come on. This is probably one of my favorite manga series of all time, and I've only read the first volume. Like, it's just so good, so interesting. This is beautiful. I love the, like, finish on these, too. They feel like matte and just, like, so soft. Gosh, okay, and then the last, like, 10 mangas that I got are all part of the same series. This is the Sweat and Soap series. I know the title is strange. I'm obsessed. I only read the first volume, and then I immediately bought the rest of the series, which there's 11 volumes total, and so I just bought the next 10 because I literally, this is like a romance manga series, and I'm just obsessed with it. It's literally so cute. Yeah, they're all out of order, but as you can see, they're all beautiful and stunning, and I can't wait to read these. Ooh! The Exorcist. What's happening?
But before we get into that story, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format...
Hello, hello. It is after 11 o'clock at night on the night of Halloween. It's over. Monster Mash. Like, what the heck? And tonight has been a, you know, pretty fun night. It was actually really cool because earlier tonight, we were able to get our keys to the apartment like a little bit earlier than we were expecting. So we got to go over and just kind of see it and do the quick, you know, walk through and all of that, which was very fun and very unexpected. So that took up a little bit of the afternoon. And then after dinner, which, you know, we got pizza because that's pretty much tradition on Halloween, you know, you get pizza. I watched The Exorcist for the very first time tonight, and I've got to say, you know, I appreciate what this movie did for the horror genre, you know, back in the 70s. Like, I do see how this was, like, ahead of its time and, like, next level shit. But watching it for the first time in 2022, I don't know, I just didn't enjoy it that much, and I think it's because I found it to be a little bit boring, if I'm being honest. Like, it is a really slow-moving movie, but also because I just don't find exorcisms to be, like, that scary. Like, I don't know, I find them to be a little bit more cheesy, if I'm being honest. It was my same issue that I had with the book Suburban Hell, you know, like, exorcisms are just not something I'm super interested in watching or reading, and so for me it was just fine. But it was still a fun time to watch it with my family, you know, because my mom had seen The Exorcist when she was in theaters when she was like 17, and she had always sworn that it was like the scariest movie she'd ever seen, and she hasn't seen it since. And so watching it tonight again with my mom, it was like so great for her to be able to kind of like relive those fears, but kind of like overcome those fears by watching it again with us. And so it was a really fun experience to watch this movie with my family, even if it wasn't the most like enjoyable movie experience for me. But I'm glad I finally watched it, you know, because this is a movie that I've had on my watch list for literally forever. I've been wanting to watch this for like every October for like a long time. So I'm glad that we finally did that. And then we kind of just spent the rest of the night watching a bunch of Mr. Ballin YouTube videos, because honestly, like, he is the kind of like spooky fun energy that I go to these days. I feel like so often I'll like sit down with the intention to like watch a horror movie, and then I'll just watch Mr. Ballin for like hours, and I'm totally fine with it, you know. Like, I love his stuff on YouTube. Like, he is seriously so fun. If you're a fan of like really good storytelling and like dark and scary stories, then like highly recommend Mr. Ballin. But yeah, that just about wraps up the night and wraps up Monster Mash Weekendween. This year I was able to read 7 things during Monster Mash Weekendween. I mean, technically, you know, we're talking, I read 3 novellas, I read 2 full-length novels that I mostly listened to on audio, and then I also did read 1 manga and 1 graphic novel, and I think that completed everything. I would show you the books that I read, but as you can see, everything's already getting packed. Like, almost everything is packed away, and so I don't have the books to show you, but you know, you've seen them throughout these 2 vlogs. If you missed part 1 of these vlogs, by the way, I'll have it linked down below so you can check that out, where I read the other books that I just mentioned. I feel like reading 7 things, even if they are like manga and graphic novels, is still awesome because I pretty much read everything that I wanted to on my TBR, and I pretty much achieved all of the prompts with like reading a book with a monster in it. I feel like I've read multiple books that had some kind of monster in it, like whether that was zombies or even humans. reads, like, let's be honest. And then there was also the challenge of like reading a spooky manga because I read Blood on the Tracks and I read Gaio by Junji Ito. And then I also did read a book in the dark. I listened to the Ghost 19 audiobook in the dark, and I did let a coin toss decide my first read for this readathon. So I checked off every single prompt this time. What's up? Thank you so much for watching as always. If you participated in Weekendween Monster Mash this year, please let me know. I would love to check out your videos and your vlogs if you vlogged it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Always dream